Hello there, boys and girls. I'm back. My name is Given a Gift, and I'm back to introduce you to yet another spiritual gift. Remember what that is? It's a very special ability that God gives His children when they become a Christian. Just as you get presents on your birthday to celebrate the day you were born, God gives gifts to His children the day they are born again into His family. These gifts are to be used to serve others and to help people come to know God just as we do. Well, today's gift is one that is especially for that very purpose, helping people come to know Jesus as their Savior. Now, it's a big word, so you can go home and impress your parents with what you learned in church today. But to introduce you to today's spiritual gift, I need to open up and let you see what I've got inside. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Okay, I'd like you to meet someone. Well, hello there. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us, Wally. And I too. I'm glad to be here, but I'm very concerned. What are you concerned about? Well, I'm concerned for the state of your soul, Gift. Why, what exactly do you mean? I do not mean to be abrupt, but I'm not sure how much time I have, and this is of the utmost importance. Please forgive my impertinence. It is forgiven. I don't find you rude at all. I'm rather glad you asked. What are you concerned about? I need to know. If you were to die tonight, where would you be going? Well, I am most certain. I'd be on my way to heaven, kind sir. And what makes you so certain of that, may I ask? Good works? Christian grandparents, perhaps? Church attendance? A generous donation last December? Or some other meritorious deed? Huh! I'm afraid there is nothing I could do to earn my way to heaven, Mr. Wally the Walnut. I am going simply because I accepted Jesus as my Savior many years ago. Well, you have passed my diagnostic questions. I will much enjoy spending eternity with you. Well, you seem to have a great concern for people knowing the gospel. I do. Everywhere I go, I love to proclaim the good news of Jesus, that there is no way to heaven except through faith in Him. It is the most wonderful news on the planet. There are so many who haven't heard it. I love to proclaim it. I live to proclaim it. And that is why I have invited you here today to share with the children about the gift of proclamation. What children? Those children. Where? They are watching. Do they know Jesus? Because if not, I would love to tell them about Him. Well, I'm not sure if they do. I sure hope they do. Please, allow me to quickly tell them the good news. It is my gift, after all. Okay. How would you like to do it? Well, I love to use the colors of the wordless book. Its message is forever on my tongue. I see. The yellow color reminds me of heaven, of the gold that is there, and that the sun will always be shining. No more darkness or sin ever again. It will be a place for everyone who has asked Jesus to be their Savior. The black color reminds me of the darkness we find ourselves in without God, lost and without hope of finding our way to heaven on our own. We need a Savior. It's true. Everyone has sinned against God and needs forgiveness. The red color reminds me that while we were still sinners, God sent His one and only Son, Jesus, to earth. He lived a perfect life, and yet was killed and died for us in our place. But He didn't stay dead, did He? No, He rose again 3 days later to prove He had the power over death, and He can raise us up too. The white color reminds me that He has the power to clean us from all sin, and to make us a brand new person, forgiven and made new. Oh, the wonderful life He wants to give everyone who will give their life to Him. Lastly, the green color reminds me that until that day, like a plant that is always growing, we too need to be growing by going to church, reading our Bible, and praying. That is such a wonderful message. I hope every child who hears this message will ask Jesus to be their Savior and friend. It is a message that I can't stop proclaiming. It is the power to save anyone who will listen to it and receive it. You know, it is a message that has been being proclaimed and will continue to be proclaimed until Jesus returns. Every Christian should be telling others about Jesus, but those who have the gift of proclamation seem to have a passion for it, unlike anyone else. It goes way back to the first Christians. In the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 42, it does say, day after day in the temple courts and from house to house. They never stopped teaching and proclaiming the good news that Jesus is the Messiah. Wouldn't it be great if some of the kids watching this had the gift of proclamation? Imagine the impact it would have on their schools and neighborhoods. They could even make their own wordless books to share the good news with their friends. Oh, the world might never be the same. If God is their helper, there is no telling what amazing things they might accomplish. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what they might do when they are using the gifts of the Spirit that God has given them.